we have to get to this one because this one is very perplexing to me, Jonas. I'm talking about Walt Disney World's new bar over there in Magic Kingdom. Yes, you may have heard of it, the Beak Barrell over there. It's a Pirates of the Caribbean themed bar, not too far actually from the exit of that attraction. And you can see right here, Beak Barrell opening August 29th, and you get a sense of what they're going for in this concept art right there. You see that right there? This is what all the kids are excited for nowadays. We got the Haunted Mansion Parlor on. Was that the Treasure out there at the Disney Cruise Line? And now we have Beak Barrell in Magic Kingdom, which I know a lot of people have thoughts about for sure. And Jonas, please don't hold back on those because I think they're very, very interesting and pertinent to this discussion. But you can see right here at the very bottom, reservations launch on August 20th. Well, folks, it wasn't always that way. In fact, reservations were supposed to go online on August 14th. Now, why did that date change? Well, that's why we're talking about it today. You can see right here from Blog Mickey, August 5th, 2025, Beak Barrell opening August 29th. First look at the menu, and there's some, interesting things in this menu, but what we are looking for is the date. Reservations open on August 14th. So be sure to secure your spot or else you'll have to walk the plank. Just kidding. Well, Blog Mickey, pretty much everybody walked the plank because even though the reservations were supposed to open that day, people were getting reporting issues with the site. You can see right here, we apologize for the inconvenience. Due to technical difficulties, reservations for Beak Barrell will not open today when we apologize for this inconvenience right here. But Blog Mickey was detailing like, hey, what is going on? Why isn't this site loading? Why isn't this site actually taking these reservations that people were signing up for? And it's funny because right before that Park Place Morning Magic episode 83, I was actually tracking the story in the background, and we just didn't have enough information to go on to feature it in that day's update. But because of all of this, not only did they actually cancel reservations that day, but they pushed them back to the week of August 18th. And now the official date, as was listed right there, is going to be August 20th. And rumors and speculations have run rampant as to what actually happened here. Because if there's anything at Disney will open on time, on schedule, maybe even ahead of schedule, it's going to be a bar. And for some reason, that didn't happen here. Guys, what is going on with the Beak Barrell out there at Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom?
I think that maybe is a little disorganized here. You're totally correct. This is one of Imagineering's favorite things to do anymore these days. They'll put a lot of love into designing a bar because it is a guaranteed income source for the company because people will drink alcohol regardless of the container that it is in. It's also they get to use a lot of themed IP. They get to show off, and they have a receptive audience here. It kind of goes against Walt's principles for the parks. Famously, Walt wanted a dry park out there at Disneyland. We know that Club 33 existed, but we also know that existed to prove the fact that he didn't want alcohol in his park. Oh, look, it's another brunette in a hard hat. It's amazing that Disney decided to break with the trend there. I don't know why it is they always put brunettes in hard hats in all of their Imagineering videos. They couldn't have the sweaty, chubby, 50-year-old grizzled redneck. It's like, yeah, we're going to get you installed over here. We're going to lay some conduit in there. It's always somebody who looks like they just put the gear on just then. It's adorable.
It's all clean.
Yeah. Anyhow, they all love to design bars using Disney's children's intellectual property here, even though Walt himself, pretty big fan of alcohol. I'm going to say that. That's something that he was. He was very clear he didn't want alcohol in his parks. But man, if they say, here's a creative way to sell liquor, man, they just line up for that.
They really, really do. And look, I mean, we're seeing even right now at the Grand Floridian, I think I have a photo of that if I can find that in the background, but the Grand Floridian's bar is going up lickety split. I mean, it's going super fast. And also too, another revenue stream for them, TVC. We've seen that that tower, that TVC tower over there, not the Polynesian tower that just went up. That also went up fast, but the one at Fort Wilderness, that's going up super lightning quick. When it comes to a direct revenue stream for the company, There's almost no inhibitions. I mean, it'll just go up absolutely immediately. Now, if it's a new attraction, new expansion, placing the Rivers of America, we can go ahead and push that on multiple subsequent quarters in order to keep those operating costs down. But when it comes to something like this, it's very curious as to why this didn't open on time and on schedule. Some people are saying that, hey, look, maybe it was Imagineering's fault. Other people are saying it was really an IT problem. I will say IT for Disney has been absolutely atrocious, but they were actually setting up that day. You can see right here this video from Walt Disney World News today. Cast members filing in order to help facilitate the expected to soon to be opening of the Beak Barrell right there. So I mean, they were getting everything ready and all their ducks in a row, but apparently they failed on the IT side. Culture, your thoughts on all this?
Well, IT's been awful for 30 years, so that's just leave that to the side. That's a known function of Disney, and they stink at it.
That's true.
But, in fact, they were supposed to improve all that, 13, 14, 15 years ago with the NGE project. That didn't ever finish.
But didn't they go with the lowest bidder possible for that?
Yeah. And now they just have, again, they're back to the same problem they had initially, which is cobbled together systems that don't work. So it wouldn't be surprising if that was the sole issue. My guess is there's something physical in the mechanicals that were probably part of the problem as well. These people all went to work and maybe discovered that perhaps the sewer wasn't properly connected, or all you got was hot water, or there was no cold water at all, or something like that. And it's those types of mistakes I certainly would believe was a problem, but more likely than not, it was just a matter of just finding all the ghosts in the machine when you're starting up a new enterprise, and they were there for training day, and that got foiled. And that wouldn't surprise me at all, because that happens on cruise ships for them all the time. So
yeah,
it's just, but here's the problem. Ask me if I care. Because
this is a new themed attraction.
No, it's not it's not an attraction. See, that's the thing. They, as you pointed out so deftly during the course of the conversation there, they spend all the money on the things that they think is going to just be direct revenue immediately. And they rush to get those things done. And it should be the exact opposite. This is a superfluous addition that if Walt were alive, wouldn't be in these parks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, let's be honest about it. Oh my gosh. Can they just stop giving us generic brunette all the time in their presentation materials? I think Jonas is right.
I'm not ragging on these people's appearance or anything. It's just funny that it's almost always that anymore these days. And with how much Disney is aware of appearance, it just seems like there's no way they're not doing it on purpose at this point.
They have to be, right? I mean, everything is calculated, everything's controlled. I mean, even the language that they actually provide for these Imagineers, it's been tested and maybe some would say shaped.
And so what we've tried to do is really bring that shape language from the architecture. But what we love to talk about at WDI is shape language. And we often refer to shape language.
There's such iconic shape language in Spaceship Rivetti Attraction. We really wanted to make sure that we fused to that throughout the space.
Why doesn't Sachi have a hard hat?
Look, it's some of the shapes on some of the people they put in video I don't even want to talk about. But I do want to say...
That's terrible.
Is that a personal attack or something?
It is. And here's the weird thing. The thing that bothers me is I'm oftentimes left questioning, do I address that person as she or he? Because they also have a tendency to give you Pat. Hey, it's Pat. Thanks. So anyway, in fact, I'm surprised most of the people don't have the name tag that says Pat. But we'll step aside from all of the things that are inappropriate.
I believe it's Chris from Orlando is the name tag that they try to give to everyone. That's the one you get when you forget your name tag. You're going to be Chris from Orlando.
Okay. Well, I feel like there's a lot of Chris from Orlando. But anyway, look, this is going to be absolutely gorgeous. And then you look at Tron. Hey, this is going to be absolutely gorgeous. And then you look at what used to be Splash Mountain and is now the Mudwater that is the Bayou of Bologna Sausage. This is all crazy. I mean, I'm tired of buildings getting better treatment than attractions.
Yeah.
And I think that's the broader conversation. We can get back to this. Do I care that a bar opened on time? No. But do I understand that it caused them immense headaches? Yes. Disney creates headaches for themselves constantly. They overpromise and underdeliver almost all the time now. So am I surprised this happened? No. But you can buy the merch.
Well, on top of it, I'll throw one more. If it's an IT issue, yep, that's one that Disney's not fixing anytime.
No.
They've had IT issues for years. By the way, on both coasts, doesn't matter if it's Disneyland Resort or Walt Disney World, it is absolutely atrocious. And I've heard from industry insiders, people who have actually worked for the company, and people who have thought about working for them, and what they have heard on the IT side of things. And it is not good reviews, that's for sure. And by the way, this is the same company who famously trained the replacements to their IT department. I believe there was a group from India, actually.
Yes.
Which the IT, that was, American based, right? We're trained. We're kind of showing them around their IT. I don't want to say headquarters, but one of their facilities. And it was like, oh yeah, those guys are going to replace you afterwards. And it's like that was a terrible thing to do. And I think Bob Iger even apologized for that at one point. But it is so infamous within this organization. And the problem is they lean on IT for everything they do now. That's the real big issue. Lightning Lane or previously Genie Plus, mobile ordering, how you interact with these parks is so IT based that Disney has made it a profound issue because of how much they rely on it. And that's also really unfortunate. But I think culture is right as well. If you look at the product of work coming out of WDI, the bars, pretty decent. The Haunted Mansion Parlor, for example, that's a pretty decent addition, especially to a cruise ship like the Treasure. But that's where the quality is really spent. They almost spend no quality on the attractions anymore. Look at Scanner's Bayou Adventure. Look at, even the Walt Disney Audio Animatronic, right? You would have thought that they would have moved heaven and earth and make that the most spectacular presentation possible, and they didn't even get the look of him correct for that. There's just so many noteworthy examples in Disney's recent history of them just cutting the budget and slashing things. We're actually covering a story right now, Jonas, about maybe a potential expansion for Paris that may have been cut in some fashion. And they haven't even broke ground on that hardly. So it's really sad to see where the company is at right now. When this opens, don't worry, folks. We'll have plenty of coverage of it, I'm sure. And hopefully we get one of those amazing shape language clips that we can play to our heart's content. Oh, boy. That's just, can't wait.
They're all about the antithesis.
So. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Do I have this? Jonas, you did not remove the antithesis clip from this. How dare you?
Dreamers is the antithesis of the idea that Walt had this incredible optimism and hope for the future, that if we all work together and we all dream together, we could build the impossible and make it our reality.
I'm joking. I know you didn't.
So bad.
That would be the antithesis of what I intend to do with this channel. That poor girl, she was just reading that script. I have to point that out every time. It's not her that's the problem.
Hang on. Wait a minute. So wait. So you're telling me she was reading from a prompter?
Yeah. Start to finish. The script writer, the editor, the director, none of them knew the definition of antithesis. So
that is a horrifying thought.
That's the apotheosis of a problem.
Hey, but to me, Jonas, it was a Tuesday.
That it was.
But for me, it was Tuesday.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media account.